HB 189. You've been visiting prisons throughout the state for the past 2 years now?
No, I was elected in 2018, so it's only been, it is 2 years already,
Yeah.
right? It's 2020.
So, in your visits to prisons, I guess, how did you land on HB 189 as a way to fix some of the problems that you see?
Well, when you get to speak to people and you realize that everybody has an 85% sentence, you've got to do 85% of your time. We're overcrowded. We don't have any educational opportunities. We have no training. We have them in a few, and I'll give them credit for those where we do have it, but for the majority of them, we have nothing. So as talking to other people, this is a bill that was around probably about 8 or 9 years ago, and it never went anywhere. So while I was looking for something that would help me, I reached out to my Democratic House and they said, oh, there is a game time bill. Would you like to see it? So then we tweaked that bill to come back with this House Bill 189.
Now, this bill has moved in the Senate this year. It hasn't gotten a hearing in the House. Obviously, there's still a difference of opinion when it comes to certain lawmakers in the legislature. And what are the conversations you're having with members like Representative Grant, Speaker Oliva, trying to get them behind this?
I actually even had an opportunity to kind of whisper to the governor at an event where I was. And he was like, well, I don't know about that, but we'll do some criminal justice reform. But we're not getting any. Basically, Representative Grant said, no, what you're saying about the savings on the dollars, it's not true. But I'm getting this information from their folk. But he's saying, no, that's not true. Your numbers are wrong. We can't save that kind of money. But you can't tell me if you empty a bed and you're no longer spending that dollar for that inmate that's not true. You know what I'm saying? So he basically said, no, when we first got here for session, he informed me that we would probably get to hear some criminal justice reform. Just a week ago, he told me I had to go and talk to another representative that he would not be agendaing it, that what I'm pushing is really not true. But I do have a Republican, I had two just a couple days ago that signed on. One withdrew from the bill. But, I know that it's pressure from their side, and I don't understand why we don't even want to have a conversation around fairness for folk who are incarcerated. They are people. They are going to be your neighbors and my neighbors when they come home. I need them to be productive citizens because I tell them at the facilities, I want to retire someday. I need you paying into this tax base, so I'll be able to. But on a serious note, I understand that we've got to do something different than what we've been doing if we want to see something change. Even our secretary, he won't admit that House Bill 189 is the bill, but he will admit we're overcrowded, our correctional officers are understaffed, and I've asked them to come clean and tell us how much crime our officers are committing against our inmates. If you notice, if you all hear anything about it, they'll tell you inmate on inmate crime is up, gang activity is up, inmate on officers, abuse is up, but you don't hear anybody talking about what our correction officers are doing to our inmates. So all of this is a part of reducing the number of folk so you all can get a handle on it, because you don't have one.
Obviously, the $850 million estimate could go a long way in the prisons as they stand right now. Obviously underfunded, understaffed. Now, you guys are already looking ahead to potentially putting this on, or attempting to put this on the ballot in 2022.
No, we're looking ahead to putting it on the ballot if it does not pass in this legislative session.
How confident are you that Florida voters see this issue the same way that criminal justice reform advocates up here in Tallahassee see?
Well, let me just say this. Everybody knows somebody. It may not directly impact you, but your neighbor, your friend, you know somebody that knows somebody that's been incarcerated. Everybody believes that folk do deserve a second chance. I believe that we have over 2 million people that would easily say, look, we need to take a look at this. So, I believe that it'll be just like Amendment 4. We'll get 5 million folk who will be willing to vote to change what we're doing because what we're doing right now, we're warehousing people. And we cannot continue to do that and expect something different when people get home. We've got to educate folks. We've got to rehabilitate them, give them vocational opportunities. We're not doing that. At a few of our facilities, we are, but at the massive numbers, we're not. And we can't continue doing what we're doing.
Anything else you want to add that I didn't ask?
You know, I just like to say that we have to realize that these are people. You know, some folk call them, oh, they're just criminals. No, they're just people who've made a mistake. And I say to anybody, including myself, we are one step away from committing a crime that could have gotten any of us locked up at any time. When I spoke to a sheriff, you know what he said to me? I've never committed a crime. The gentleman was with me, Keith Harris, said to him, have you ever sped down the road? That's a crime. Every single one of us have committed an offense of some sort. And we need to remember that if but God, I could have been that person in my 20s that did something stupid that could have gotten me landed in a jail cell. So what I want folks to understand is we're not asking you to just close your eyes and let everybody out. We know that there are some people that are going to have to serve some time for crimes that they're committed. But what we do say is while they're serving their time, let's educate them. Let's prepare them. I think that even lifers deserve an opportunity to learn something. You cannot take it, and down the road, we don't know what's going to happen in criminal justice. So you need to prepare everybody and give everybody an opportunity.
Absolutely. Thank you so much,
You're welcome.
Representative.
You're welcome.